All right. So my running back here is someone that has been getting a lot of shade, we'll say, in this offseason. And I don't know why. It's unwarranted. All he's been is essentially top 12 running back. Not essentially, he has been his entire career. So why would this change all of a sudden out of the blue? And if you haven't guessed who this is, I'm talking about Zeke Elliott. Now, as I said, he's been a top 12 running back his entire career. Last year, finished RB7. Now, I know he was inconsistent last year, but come to find out that he was playing through an injury from week 4 on with a torn PCL or a partially torn PCL. Well, yeah, his stats are going to go down. He was a little bit more inconsistent. That tracks. And that's why we saw maybe Tony Pollard getting a little bit more play, not because Tony Pollard is a superior back or younger than Zeke. It's because Zeke was injured. Oh, and by the way, didn't miss a single game. The only time he has missed games in his career, he's missed 2 games other than his suspension season in his second season. So the dude is super healthy and reliable, even guts it out, you would say, when he is injured and will play through injuries. So I love Zeke. He is currently going as RB18, which is criminal. Give me that value all day long because you know he's going to finish top 10. I will bet any amount of, well, I should say any amount of money. My wife would kill me, but I would bet very heavily that he will finish in the top 10 this year. The offense, they lost Amari Cooper, which I know we have a love-hate relationship with him, but
yeah, you can't use Amari for both a positive and negative.
I will say, no, he is a very solid receiver and very reliable receiver. I will say that. So you're lost Amari. Michael Gallup, probably going to start the year on the pup. Won't come back for 6 weeks, most likely. So you've got a rookie coming in. You've got James Washington, who, God, I hope he can turn his career around, but so far hasn't flashed a whole lot. So you got Dalton Schultz and CeeDee Lamb. Maybe they're going to rely on the run game a little bit more until Michael Gallup comes back.
Yeah, so even if you're looking at a really heavy start to the season, then you should be trading him away after that time. So like if you have him now, you're definitely not trading him now, right? Because his value is so low. Correct. But let's just say for the sake of argument, because I'm curious. So he comes out of the gate and he crushes it. Let's say because Gallup's done for the first 5 weeks. He's not on the field. So he comes out, they run the ball a bunch the first 5 weeks. He crushes it. Looks like his old self. Are you holding him at that point? Or would you want to move him at that point?
I guess it really depends on team makeup, and I don't want to give a cop-out answer. But if I'm a contender, I want him on my team this year. If I'm contending, give me all the Zeke Elliott. If I am not contending for whatever reason, say your team just shits the bed and you thought you were a contender and Zeke is like the only piece that's playing well, well, then I would probably trade him while the trade value is high. But otherwise, yeah, I want him on my team, and I want to go after him wherever I can this offseason because I think he's going to ball out this year. Spoiler alert, he might be my drinking buddy, one of my drinking buddies for this year.
Damn.
Like I know. I have that much conviction about Zeke going into this season.
You can have him. I'm not a big fan of. I got to say, I'm not a big fan, or not nearly as big of a fan as you are. I should say. I'm not writing him off, but I'm just not ready to make that kind of move. Dare we beer bet this one? We haven't really had an organic beer bet come up recently.
We haven't. I'm for it.
Okay, because my whole thing has been, yes, over the last 2 years, he has still finished as a top 10 guy or an RB1, but his points per game finish, and acknowledging that he played through an injury, as you said, last year, and obviously you got to take that into account. But even the year before, he was RB16, I think, in points per game. So availability, very good, but I would rather have players that have higher ceilings week to week and sacrifice the missing games, shove somebody else in there for those few games that they miss. So that's my plan of attack with Zeke. I don't hate him, but I'm probably not going to draft a ton of him or trade for him much. So what do we think the cutoff should be for this bet for a finish? RB10? Is that too low?
I'll take RB10 all day.
Yeah, I knew you would. I wonder if that's too low for me. No, I'm comfortable with that. I'd say RB10. So you're going to say he finishes 10 or better, and I'll take anything underneath?
Yeah. So Jake, just to throw this out there, this finishes going back from this last season backwards. 7, 9, 3, 5, 12, and 2.
Yep, that's his overall.
Overall
but
finish.
That's with a lot of players missing time. Your CMCs and who's
right.
They all miss. So they have much higher ceilings, whereas Zeke is going to be there for you getting 11 points per game. Yeah.
Okay. So he finishes top 10.
Points per game.
Top 10 points
I'm not doing overall. I won't be sucked into an overall one with him because I know that he can do that just by staying healthy. But in points per game, yeah, I will take not top 10 as a beer bet here.
Top 10 points per game.
We did it. We did it.
It is decided.